Welcome back to Moving to Hampton Roads. My name is David Tortellini, and I'm your local real estate expert here with our latest market update report for August of 2024. There's a whole lot to talk about as we make our way through the summer market. The world's an interesting place right now, with the presidential election on the horizon, a possible cooling of the job market, a recent wild day in the stock market, and what seems like never-ending rain here on the East Coast. But I can't remember the last time there wasn't at least a little chaos in the world. So let's focus on what's going on in the world of Hampton Roads real estate. We have exciting news for both buyers and sellers in this month's market report. So stick around and we'll get right to it. First up, let's talk about housing inventory. A shortage of homes for sale has been a huge problem for several years now. In the last market report we did a couple months ago, I mentioned that inventory was on the rise. For buyers, this brings a whole host of benefits, including less competition, more choice, and increasing the chances you'll get a great home that meets all your needs. Well, the great news with this month's report is that inventory continues to rise, and we now sit at 4,641 homes on market, up a whopping 34% from this time last year. I've long said that having 5,000 homes on the market would be the ideal number to allow for buyers to have some choice and not have to compete with 20 other offers, while still allowing for sellers to sell without compromising on price and concessions, and it looks like we're just about there. So buyers, what can you expect in the market right now with this inventory? Well, what I'm seeing with my buyer clients is opportunity. A couple of years ago, we were waiting weeks or even months at a time to find a home that was even worth looking at. Now, as long as your search isn't hyper-specific, we're seeing solid options hit the market on a regular basis. For clients who are visiting from out of town for a few days, hoping to find a home while they're here, there's actually a shot you might find something you love. This hasn't been the case for quite some time, so it's been a nice change of pace, particularly given how many of you that reach out come into town for these visits. There have been far too many times in the past where you've shown up and I've had almost nothing decent to show. That has changed, and now I'm finding our time together to be far more productive. Sellers, for you, the increased inventory means the expectation of getting 5 or 10 offers on your home is no longer reasonable, at least not at most price points. I did recently list a townhouse in the low 200s that received 8 offers, but that's a rarity these days. Our market is starving for quality homes in this low price range, so it got a lot more attention than homes at higher prices are getting. Now, that doesn't mean that prices are coming down or that you shouldn't expect to sell quickly. A properly prepared, priced, and marketed home should still sell within a week or two of going on market. And you still may get multiple offers, but it may be 2 or 3 instead of 5 or 10. It also means that throwing out wild prices that there are no comps to justify isn't going to work. You have to be smart and strategic in order to maximize your sale. You're no longer the only option in town. Now, you may be hearing on the news that home values are dropping. While this may be true on a national level and driven by some very expensive large cities, it's not so true for the Hampton Roads region. The average home price rose yet again to $355,500, the highest it's ever been in our region. This is a combination of average price per square foot going up a little bit, along with higher priced homes overall selling more regularly. Hampton Roads has always been a great place to retire, particularly Williamsburg and Virginia Beach, so we're seeing a lot of people sell homes in higher priced areas and come to the region in a strong financial position to purchase an expensive home here at a price that would be considered well below average in New York, DC, or California. Always remember that real estate is not only local, but can also be hyper-local, even down to the neighborhood. It's important when you're buying or selling a home that you work with an agent that understands that and knows how to best position you for success. On to the next big news in the real estate world: interest rates. We finally saw interest rates break the 6% mark and are locking in FHA and VA loans as low as 5.75%. Conventional rates are still hovering in the low 6s, but getting our military service members and other lower down payment buyers below 6 could mean a huge boon for the market. It gives them more buying power, so those homes that were just out of reach are now within their grasp, or may even be the difference between buying and renting or living in base housing. While 5.75 isn't anywhere near the 2.5 to 3 we had a few years ago, this is a threshold we've all been waiting for. For me, the biggest segment that I see that needs these rates to come down are potential move-up buyers. I've met with so many people over the last couple of years who are in great homes with super low interest rates that can't financially justify buying a more expensive home with these high rates. As rates break the 6% mark, I think the math will work more and more for people, and we'll see more starter homes hit the market and more competition in areas with larger homes and better school districts. But I don't think this will happen as quickly as some people say it will. Not everyone is going to all of a sudden just jump back in the market. There are way too many other external factors, especially for young families, for this to happen en masse. But if rates continue to go down, and with the Fed signaling a rate decrease in September, this very well could happen. By the spring of 2025, we could have a lot more move-up buyers getting back in the market. Before we wrap up, I want to briefly talk about the presidential election and its effect on the housing market. Every 4 years around this time, there's a segment of folks who are holding off from buying or selling because they want to see who wins the election. However, there is no data to suggest that the presidential election affects the housing market whatsoever. According to Michael Seiler, a housing economist at the College of William & Mary right here in Williamsburg, Virginia, housing starts, unemployment, interest rates, and a multitude of other factors are more important than what's happening on the national political scene. Those other factors overwhelm the presidential election. And according to Ken Johnson, an economist at Florida Atlantic University, to date, there is no statistical evidence that one winning side versus the other has any impact on home prices. These quotes are both from a great article from bankrate.com, which I'll link in the description below. But if you're waiting for the election before you make a decision on buying or selling, just know you're most likely stalling for no reason. Okay, that's where we'll wrap up this month's Hampton Roads market update. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those below and I'll respond to them right away. Please like this video, share it with anyone else you know, and subscribe for more videos about real estate here in Hampton Roads. And if you're planning to buy or sell a home anywhere in southeastern Virginia, my team and I are here and ready to help. So give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email anytime. Again, my name is David Tortellini. I'm with eXp Realty. Thanks so much for watching.